somebody needs to fill me in on the fact that why every time a dump truck driver sees another dump truck driver, they gotta like sit there and have a serious interaction with them. Like, oh my God, I haven't seen that dump truck ever. Oh God, let me say hi. Most annoying sound ever.
I'm gonna die, oh God.
All right, boys, next gen D5. Let's get into this one with some very familiar issues. So, further NOx efficiency issues with the same D5 from last week. So we're going to go ahead and slap on an old engine outlet NOx sensor, and let's see what happens now. Under load, we see that the parts per million, we have some movement on the inlet and the outlet. All right, so the def injector, that's been replaced. We've already had the outlet replaced. So at this point, the inlet was the only thing left to really replace. The data log shows very minimal information that would really tell me to go one way or the other for any further. The SCR is perfectly clean. It's just, I don't know if this thing is just needing to run for X amount of days, X amount of hours for it to really have any problems. But we're going to let this one slide for now, and we'll see what happens next. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Fucking A. Here we go. This is how you start Tuesday, boys. 24 degrees, crank up the old engine throttle, check engine lights on. Let's fucking... Alright, boys, starting the morning out. We got a 299 D3 we're working on. Nothing really in particular. 30 hours on the machine. Customer wants a little once-over before they purchase. Now, to be honest with you, this is the first time ever that I've had a customer complain to me that I was on site too early. Not that guy. So, let's go ahead and do a quick once-over on this 30-hour machine. I got called out here because they thought that they had cracked this side panel. That's how it's designed. Big fuel tank job right here, boys. Old 972G. The morning there just kind of helping out Uncle Joshy there. Some sediment, some rust, and some buildup in the tank, so drain the tank and drop the tank and flush the tank and put the tank back in place, and should be good to go now. No more crap in there. They was picking up granules and stones and all sorts of shit going through the fuel system, the supply side, so all good now. Yay. Alright, boys, this shit right here never happens. That's right, he's actually loosened the fuck up. Like, never does this happen. Ever, ever, ever. Well, I've been fighting issues with a 966M, low rail pressure, low fuel pressure. Well, I think we may have figured it out. So taking the fuel cap off, this is part of CAT Troubleshooting 101, the check valve that's built into the fuel cap. Yeah, well, taking this thing off was a serious pain in the ass. You could actually hear the vacuum coming out of the tank that this thing was pulling. The check valve and the filter inside there was blocked. Awesome. Alright, so this is right after replacing the cap, at least the check valve and what have you. You guys can see here, so the gray lines are going to be your low side fuel pressure, and then this is your rail pressure, actual versus desired. So actual versus desired rail pressure mirroring each other throughout the complete run, and low side fuel pressure, that's within a 5 psi spike across the whole board. I'm going to call her done, boys. All right, boys, so earlier in the week, I established we had a check engine light on the service truck. Well, what did we find? Wasn't able to really fully get the code, so thankfully, due to our little telematics device that we have on our trucks, we can actually check the code. So what I ended up finding is essentially I had current below normal for the induction heater. Well, yeah, that solenoid right there, I decided to want to shit the bed. Check all the obvious shit like we normally would. So we have power, ground, and our triggers. So all is well there, so we'll order that one up and hopefully get rid of that fucking dreaded check engine light, boys. Cat part to fix an international truck with a Cummins engine in it. International man of mystery. Time to fix you. All right, boys, update. Nothing has changed. New solenoid in there. Ran an overlay back to the ECM and still no change. Kind of out of ideas at this point. I don't have a Cummins schematic for this thing. I just happened to was able to basically check continuity between pin A to pin B there, and I have 3.8 volts, long story short, off of the trigger wire. The ground is good, and I'm kind of at a loss right now. Isolated the grid heater, and still I do not have a switch, because obviously my trigger voltage is too low. So if somebody can hit me up with that, if it's going through the intake air temperature sensor, I'm unsure at this point. Hit me up. So first ride in the service truck so far, the new one, the old L5P Dirty Max. And my man's up here, yeah. He done lost a damn tire. That's a rough go right there. The whole goddamn axle. God damn. That's a rough day. First impressions unloaded. Exhaust brakes trying. It does something. Power wise, it's not horrible, not hateful. Especially if you can get on it a little early on the line. You can get a little bit of boost going there. It's not too bad. We'll see. We'll probably be transitioning this week here coming up. We have the tags and everything for it, so fun boys. New truck content.